Hello and welcome to this tutorial on a walk cycle for your ebook. So we're going to be making a new sequence first. So click new item and sequence. Then you want to choose HDV and then HDV 1080p 25. Right, next up is you get your lion standing and then your lion in a walk cycle. You get these two clips, and the idea to get what's going to happen is they're going to sort of play together, one after the other again and again, and they look like they're walking. So first up, I need to scale it up because they're a bit too small. So I'm going to go over to Effects Control, and then I'm going to go on Motion, and then click the arrow next to it, and we're going to manipulate the scale. So I'm just going to click and drag that up. And then I'm going to do the same for the other one. So I click on that layer, go over to Motion, click the arrow, and I'm going to go to Scale, and then scale that one to fit. And then I'm just going to change the position so it's matching the same one, otherwise it will clip and it won't look right. So I'm just making sure that fits the scale. And then I'm going to scale up one little bit more. There we go, and then we've got our line all sorted. Right. So at the moment, if we played them together, hold on, it's going a bit weird. There we go. If we played them together, the time from one clip to the other is going to take far too much time. So what we want to do is decrease that time, maybe to about 6 frames per second. So maybe we need to decrease that to about 6 frames. So you go to the start of your timeline and you use the arrow keys, and you just click it one at a time, and then it'll move it frame by frame. So I'm going to choose about 6 frames, and then I'm going to cut that. Remember, you can zoom in at the bottom, and then you just drag your tools panel and then click on the razor tool, and then delete the bits you don't need. So you click back on the selection tool, select both, and then press delete. And then you have your two clips ready to sort of go together. At the moment it's quite short, it's literally only 12 frames, that's half a second. So what we need to do is copy and paste them. So if I select them both by clicking and holding over them, and then press Command C to copy, and then go to the end of that clip and press Command V a few times, and then you should be able to sort of make it into one cycle of walking like that. Nice and simple. At the moment, if we wanted to keyframe it to move around, our only issue is that there's so many little clips it won't work. So what we need to do is make them into one big clip and nest them all together. So if we highlight them all, I select them all and control click or right click and go on to nest, and then choose or press OK, or just type in what it's called, so line walking, and there we go. All our clips are meshed into one, and we can start animating that. So we're going to drag that up to our second layer, so anything below it is going to appear behind it. So we're going to drag our jungle scene at the bottom, and then we're just going to scale that up because it's a bit too small. So we go on Effects Control, Motion, click the arrow, and then we just choose the scale so it fits the screen. And now we just need to go on Effects Control for our lion, Motion, scale it down, and then we drag it to where we need it to be at the start of our animation. So what we're doing is having the lion walk from left to right. So I'm just going to get him in his first position, and then we're going to go on our timeline and drag our cursor to the start. And then what we're going to do next is sort of start keyframing it. So main frames I'm going to be working with is the position. So what I need to do is click that little toggle of a stopwatch, and then it adds our first keyframe at the start. And then we move along in the timeline to where we want our animation to end. So for example here, it's going to take 4 seconds for him to walk to one to the other. And then I'm going to move the position of the lion to go at the other side of the screen, and then from one point to the other point, and that's where the animation is going to happen. There you go, so now he's walking. And that's basically it. So you can also animate the scale, the rotation, opacity, anything you want. That's really basically all I've got time for today, so I shall talk to you later. Bye.